Okay, so I saw The Dark Knight Rises in theaters, and it was pretty freaking amazingly awesome and cool. I loved it. I thought it was amazing overall. I thought it was the best. Now, a lot of people are probably asking, before I do this whole review, you're probably asking, oh, aren't you going to talk about the Colorado shooting of The Dark Knight Rises? Well, kind of. The only thing I have to say to that is, I am completely sickened by that, personally. And the only reason why I'm taking time to talk about it is because it's related to Batman. And it's so tragic that I guess I really have to talk about it. You know, to the people that, to the families that lost someone or were affected by this, I feel completely sorry for you. I don't know how it feels to lose someone that I love, but it must feel incredibly bad and just disgusting. It's just a giant disgusting feeling. So I'm very sorry, and I send my dear condolences and such. Now, it almost ruined that whole story. Almost ruined my experience for this movie. In fact, it actually did kind of ruin my experience because, you know, think about it this way: 4 years ago, you know, you're waiting for a movie for 4 years, ever since you were a little kid, a huge Batman fan, and then all of a sudden, the day your movie's supposed to come out, you're so excited, you're ready to go, and then all of a sudden you see a story on the news or on your computer that's saying, you know, 12 people were killed, you know, watching The Dark Knight Rises, and you're just like, oh God, oh God. You just don't even feel like going to the movie anymore, because it freaked a lot of people out. It was sort of the same thing with 9/11, where people just sort of stopped, you know, traveling on planes and such, you know, stuff like that. And here, you know, it was actually kind of funny because the movie theater I went to go see this movie, it was, you know, it's pretty busy. It's kind of busy. It's pretty busy. Movie theater, and I was expecting, you know, like a lot of people to be around the line, even though I got my advance tickets. I was like, damn, people are going to be waiting here for days. And then I go there, and you want to know how many people were there? 2 people. Yeah, 2 people right in front of me. It was like no big deal. And I just walked in. I was just like, it was so disappointing, really, because the only thing I was thinking was, oh God, people aren't seeing this movie because of the Colorado shooting thing, and they're afraid. And the thing is, people, don't be afraid, because these things, you know, happen. And it's not like it's going to happen. Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't really know what the right thing is to say. Don't be, I'll just say this, don't be afraid. Don't be, you know, afraid that someone's, whatchamacallit, gonna shoot you, because then, you know, you're just going to be fearful your whole life if you're not going to go see this movie because of one little news story. That's the reason why I never watch the news, because the only thing that's on the news is literally just, you know, someone got shot, someone got killed, plane crash, building on fire. You know, if you're just gonna, you know, like, I hate watching the news. 1, it's boring as hell, and 2, you know, it's just fucking, you know, people, you know, hearing people, you know, dying. It's like, okay, I'm not going to watch it anymore, and I'm not going to be fearful anymore. I'm going to go outside. You know, that's why I hate watching the news. So don't be afraid, you know, that someone's going to literally bust in a movie theater and shoot you, because, you know, like, it's a 1,000,000,001 chance that that's probably not going to happen, you know. So don't be afraid. But sorry I had to talk about that. So, you know, sorry I took a lot of time talking about that. I just had to, because it's the only thing that's on TV right now. You know, it's just insane. And, you know, if I've offended anyone, I'm sorry. I don't really know what I'm talking about. These things are really unscripted. So, I'm just going to get to my review. So, here we go. So, The Dark Knight Rises. How was it? It was pretty fucking awesome. I'm just going to say, it was amazing. It was everything I wanted it to be. And then some. And then some. It was amazing. One of the best movies I've ever seen. Probably the best movie I've ever seen. The best movie of the year. By far. You're probably just thinking, oh, well, what about other movies? Well, there's no other movies I really want to see this year, so it is by far the best movie of the year, period, hands down, done. It is amazing. It is the best. The acting in the movie is probably the thing that carries it the most. Christian Bale, as always, does a great job as Batman/Bruce Wayne. But there's more Bruce Wayne in the movie than there is Batman. It takes a while for him to become Batman again. But then again, it serves very well to the plot, and he has to rise up again to become the Batman, which I found very suitable, even though a lot of people are complaining, oh, there's not much Batman in it. Well, that's sort of the whole point of the movie. We also have Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. She steals the show in almost every scene she's in. She's amazing as Catwoman. The only thing that's making me say, I absolutely love this Catwoman is the suit. I just found it to be really stupid, but then it gets better than the Halle Berry Catwoman costume, so there you go. Who else is in this movie? Oh yeah, Tom Hardy as Bane. Bane in this movie was okay. He was okay. My main problem with him is the problem that everyone has with him is that you can barely hear what he is saying. Not 85% of the time I could hear what he's saying, but that other, what's 85? I think 15. Yeah, that other 50% I could barely understand what he is saying. It's just so, you can't, my main problem was that I guess some people were talking in the theater and they were just sort of making fun of what he was saying. That's the biggest problem. If your villain is so hard to hear that people make fun of him and you can't hear him, that's pretty bad. That's bad. And you can't really understand what the gist of what he's saying. Like, especially during the sewer, the Gotham, water supply part where he tells Batman that, and it's a spoiler, as part of the League of Shadows. And that's the only thing I could hear out of that whole thing, which is a terrible choice for a villain. It's terrible. And Tom Hardy didn't even really have to act in this movie, because he didn't really have to make much of his voice. He didn't really have to, act. He just sort of had to physically act and use his, eyebrows. Just add, a voice to that, and that's really about it. Also, Michael Caine in this movie was amazing. My only problem is that he wasn't in much of the movie to be even more amazing. But that's not that bad of a problem, But I really wish he was in it more. We also have Marion Cotillard as Miranda Tate, and this is a big spoiler alert. Spoiler alert! But she is in fact Talia al Ghul, which is pretty freaking awesome if you ask me. What was it? I don't really know. I didn't really have much complaints with her. I thought she was alright. We also have Liam Neeson actually returns as Ra's al Ghul, but it's only in a cameo appearance, plus some clips from the, Batman Begins. So I guess that's kind of cool. Now, one thing going into this movie is that you have to watch Batman Begins before watching this movie. You're probably thinking, oh, what about the Dark Knight? Yeah, it is sort of mandatory to do that, but the only thing you really have to know from The Dark Knight is the whole Harvey Dent thing. And that's really about it, but you really need to watch Batman Begins before going into this movie. Special effects in the movie were actually pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of visual FX points in this movie, such as the bat, flying around and doing a bunch of this stuff. Also, another person I want to talk about is what's his face? Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, John Blake. And this is a big spoiler alert, but his real name is Robin Blake. Yes, Robin Blake. I always thought Robin was a girl's name, but apparently it's a guy's name, so I don't know. Sorry about that. And he does, at the very end of the movie, get into the Batcave. Because apparently, I guess he's inherited the Batcave or something like that. And Wayne Manor is basically into an orphanage now because Batman supposedly dies. That's one thing about Batman. Batman, I guess, was supposed to die in this movie. I really would have and toward the end of the movie, and it was brought up earlier in the film that Alfred, I guess between the 8 years, sort of went on vacation. And he really wants, Bruce Wayne just to settle down, not do Batman anymore, and have a family of his own. And anytime when he went on vacation, he really wished that he saw Bruce Wayne sitting a table across from him, having, a discussion with his, wife or something with, maybe a couple kids. And towards the end of the movie, Batman is supposed to be dead because a bomb blows up and he's in the Batwing that drives it away. And Alfred is sitting at the table in, Italy or something. And he's, he looks across the table and he kind of looks at the audience and he sees, and this is a big spoiler, Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle sitting there talking, yeah, they're dating. And I really would have liked it if it was sort of up to the audience sort of to think of that. Sort of the same way how Tony supposedly got shot in The Sopranos. And I really would have liked to see, you know, I really would like, you know, Batman to sort of be up to the audience instead of just giving us, oh yeah, he's not dead, you know, or whatever. Or maybe that could have been Alfred's whole, like, you know, maybe that he just wanted to see Bruce Wayne like that for so long. Maybe that could have been something. Maybe it could have just been him picturing that. I don't know. That would have been pretty cool, though. But, you know, the movie overall was fucking spectacular. Definitely go see it. Don't be afraid that some guy's gonna bust through the door shooting you. Don't be afraid of that, because it's like 1,000,000,001 chance that that will actually happen. Or 1 in a billion. I'm not sure how you say those. But it's a slim chance that someone will actually do that. Don't be afraid, people. Do not be afraid. Don't. Oh yeah, and speaking of being afraid and fear, Scarecrow, and this is a big spoiler, has actually a cameo in the movie again. But it doesn't have like the Scarecrow mask. He's like a court jester or whatever. But yeah, I give this movie a 10 out of 10 Batarangs. So that's pretty cool. So I guess this concludes Bat Month. I'm very, very sad that Bat Month is over, but still got some more Bat Month stuff related coming up to you, and you're probably saying, oh, what can you do Bat Month related? Well, you know what I can do? Dark Knight Returns animated movies coming up pretty soon, so I guess I'll do like an animated Bat Month, or whatever, don't care. So check that out soon. Stay tuned for more movie reviews, and I'll be back pretty soon. Don't be afraid to see this movie, because if you do, then Batman will probably be very disappointed. But go see this movie. Give it the attention it deserves. Please. This movie is so amazing. Please go see it. Please. Please. Thank you.